Welcome back to the Mind Body Project. Thanks for taking a little time to join me today. A couple of months ago, I had a client. We were visiting as she was working out, and she mentioned that she had a friend that was about to have a birthday. I can't remember how old he was going to be, maybe 50. And so he was a runner, and so he decided that on his birthday he would run 50 miles, and he did it all on the treadmill, and so that's what he did. And for me, I'm thinking, well, that would take all day. But he's a little faster runner, so I think it took him 6, 7, 8 hours, something like that. It was way less than I thought. I thought, he would probably get up in the morning and do it all day. But anyhow, he did 50 miles. I think it was 50 for his 50th birthday. Oh, that's a pretty cool idea. And so as I thought about it, I thought, I'm about to turn 48. I don't want to do 48 miles in one day. So I thought, well, you know what, I can do 48 miles the month of my birthday. So this month is June is my birthday. Just this past weekend was my birthday. And so I thought, I can do 48 miles in a month. That's doable. I was thinking this back in May. And then I thought about it more. I thought, really the challenge would be, I'm not going to do 48 miles on my birthday. That just sounds like zero amount of fun for me. And so I thought, I can do 48 miles by the 18th. I can do that. So I put it down on the calendar and figured out how many miles I needed to get each day. I only have, during the week, I only have a limited amount of time to get my exercise in. So for me, it had to break down to I had to run every day to get in my mileage by the time I turned 48. So it was 48 by 48. 48 miles by the time I turned 48. And this past weekend on my birthday, I accomplished, I actually finished up my miles on my birthday. For a couple reasons. I could have had been done before, but I always feel like at least for me on my birthday, I like to do something that can get me up moving, whether it's work out, whether it's go run, or some sort of activity that pushes me a little bit. Just because I think, on a new year of birth, it's a great way to start out your birth year. It's just a great way to say, you know what, I can still do this, I'm going to do this, I'm still active, I'm still physically able to do these things, so I do it. So that was important to me to finish my, it just was just under 3 miles, just to finish up those 48 miles on my birthday. And as I mentioned, I turned 48, and I got to thinking about it. I thought about, what was I doing when I was 38? And I had a big goal when I was 38. I was going to be, just a couple of years shy of 40. And I was thinking, what can be a goal? And so I had been off and on trying to get my college degree done. Start, stop, start, stop. So we were a couple years from my 40th birthday. I was 38. A couple years away from our oldest son graduating high school. And I said, okay, by the time I'm 40, which was in June, and by the time our oldest son, Kobe, graduates, I'm going to finish my college degree. And so just 2 weeks shy of our son graduating high school, I finished my degree, and just 1 month away from my birthday, I finished my degree. So it was took that whole 2 years of working towards it. I couldn't take tons of hours, but I just kept plugging away. I went during the school year, went during the summer, and was able to finish it up before my 40th birthday. So as I hit 48, I think, what can be a big goal that I really want to achieve by the time I'm 50? I'm only 2 years away from that, and because I thought that's a neat to have a big goal, and for a couple of reasons. One, it's something that I wanted to achieve. A college degree had been something I've been working on for a long time, and second is I wanted to show my kids that if you can set a goal and you can work hard towards it and just plug away at it a little bit at a time, and you'll achieve that goal. And so that's why I wanted to show them. And I thought, as my 48th birthday approached, and I go, man, I'm just a couple years away from 50. What can I do? As many of you know, my entire life I have struggled with my weight. It's been up and down. Been the best it's been for the last 16 years. All started because of Weight Watchers and losing 100 pounds and starting on my health and wellness journey, even more so than, I've exercised my whole life, but really got serious about it. But even within those, since then, it's been up and down 10, 15, 20 pounds. And still, as a personal trainer, again, I've mentioned before, I don't have the ideal body type of a personal trainer. I don't have a six-pack. I don't have the ideal body type. But I'm always being consistent. I exercise daily. I eat right. I do all those things. And I thought, man, what can I do in 2 years? And I thought my whole life, I've been classified as obese. My whole life. Of course, your BMI, body mass index, I've never been a big fan of BMI, just simply because it takes your height and weight, and that's all it takes into account. It doesn't take anything into account besides that. So, like if you take a bodybuilder, or think about Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, really according to the height and weight chart, they would be considered obese. Now, our general population that doesn't lift weights, that doesn't really work out, doesn't do anything, BMI is going to be pretty close. It's going to be a little off, but it's not going to be 100% accurate, but it's going to be a little closer. And so I thought, I don't want to go based on BMI, but I thought, what can my goal be? And thinking about all the diets I've been, everything I've done, I thought, you know what? I want to beat obesity. And I want to beat obesity for me. And so I thought, wow, I've never done that. I've never been to a point where I can say I beat obesity, where I feel like, man, it just can't get any better than this. And so that's my 2-year goal is I'm going to beat, I didn't say I want to beat, I said I am going to beat obesity. So I used that, thinking about that, and I used the 48 by 48, 48 miles by the time I turned 48, as mental preparation. Going, even before the month started of June, I started thinking about, what's it going to take? What am I going to have to do to make that happen in the next 2 years? I've done a lot of things over the years. I've exercised hard. I've dieted, ate, macros, calories, everything that I've done. And so I wanted to use 48 by 48 as a goal to hit those miles by the time I turned 48, but also as a time for mental preparation about the journeys that is ahead. I know what journey I went through to lose 100 pounds. It was hard work. And to beat obesity, it's something I've never done. And I know it's going to be a challenging journey. I know it's going to be very, very tough to do. And so for me, I'm going to beat obesity. I'm going to use body fat to put me within the right healthy range. I'm going to use waist circumference to put me in healthy range, measurements to put me in the healthy range, and the not obese, not overweight, in the normal healthy range. Those are what I'm going to use to determine what when I get there. Because if I just say, I want to look in the mirror and say, oh, I don't feel obese anymore, that's not good. I need to have measurable numbers that I can go by. And the scale's not good because I'll be lifting them. So I'll gain muscle, I'll lose fat. So those really aren't, just the scale's not a good way of judging either. So I need to use all of those together. Also had a DEXA scan done, had blood work done, had all that done in preparation for these next 2 years to kind of see where I'm at, to every few months to also check in with that, see how my blood work is doing, how my body fat's doing. I'll redo my DEXA scan in probably 6 months. So all those things to see where I'm at and see how my progress is going. So to do that, I got a t-shirt made. One of my clients, she makes t-shirts. I said, hey, I need a t-shirt. I need a black t-shirt, and on it I need to say hashtag I beat obesity. And so she goes, well, what size do you want? I said, I need, because when you get a t-shirt, just because it says a medium, small, large, extra large, doesn't mean that's the actual size. Every company has their own version of small, medium, large, extra large. I said, I want you to get me the smallest large you can get. I typically wear an extra large to a large, 2X depending on the shirt. But I want this thing to be, I said large because I thought for me that's realistic. And so I put it on, and the first of every month, I'm going to take a picture of me in that shirt, and I will post it on some form of social media. I haven't decided where exactly it will be, but you better go to one of my social medias and find it. I took the picture, and to tell you how good it looked, Kim, my wife, she laughed and said, "You cannot post that. That's bad." And I said, "I know. I'm going to post it." Because for a couple of reasons. One, it's going to help me with accountability. Two, I want to show the progression each month on how that shirt starts to become looser and looser and looser. And trust me, after putting it on, we have a long way till it's loose. A long way. But that's my goal for the next 2 years. And it's going to be tough because I'm going to have to do some things that I'm not, that are uncomfortable. I'm going to have to do maybe some new foods. Some new combinations, some new exercises, some new cardio, so just some different things. I'll have to be creative and come up with those things and do those things. Do I know the process yet? Nah. Do I know all the how? No, I sure don't. But I'm going to figure it out. I've set my goal. I know that's what I'm going to hit by the time I'm 50, but I just have to adjust things as I go along. I have a general idea of where I'm going to start, some things I'm going to do, and we'll work those until they don't work anymore. We'll switch some things up and we'll keep it going. But as I started thinking about, my big 2-year plan of I'm going to beat obesity, because I want to show I want to be in that normal healthy range, but also I want to show everyone that it's possible. No matter an age, it's possible. Anything is possible when we set our mind to it and when we set a goal. And sometimes the goal's big, and I thought, when I was thinking about goals and we set goals, and sometimes we set really, really big goals. And, can I tell you necessarily what weight I'm going to be at when I beat obesity? I don't know what I'm going to be at. I've never been there before. So that's why we're checking all those things to see where I need to be. But when I was thinking about a big goals can be overwhelming. When I started Weight Watchers, if someone had told me you're going to have to lose 100 pounds in the next year, I'm like, oh, that's too big. That's too big. I can't do that. I can't even fathom that. I've never done that before. And because don't we get like that when we have a big goal? I'm going to finish this college degree in 2 years, working a full-time job, having 4 kids, going to sporting events, doing some homework, working, keeping my business going, all these things. Oh, it's too big a goal. It's too big. All of us have had those big goals. And so I just want to share a couple things about how do we make those big goals possible? How do we make that happen? And one is break the goal down to the process. As I talked about, I used the 48 by 48 as mental preparation time, running every day. I didn't necessarily want to get up and run every day, but I did because I wanted to use it as mental preparation of, this is going to be part of the process. For me, it's going to be some running. It's going to be doing some different treadmill workouts. It's going to be doing some different combinations of lifting, whether it's HIIT workouts, whether it's Tabata, whether it's just strength training. So I started thinking about that on the 48 by 48, getting ready for the big goal. And because we have to break down the goal down to the process. The process is I'm going to have to do cardio. I'm going to have to make good food choices. I'm going to have to do some combinations of different things for food. I might have to do some carb cycling. I might do some intermittent fasting. There's all kinds of things that are going to be totally safe, but that I'm going to change up. One, because I don't want my body to say, oh, I know what's going on. I want to keep it guessing. I don't want to get bored, and I want to keep going towards my goal, but I have to focus on those processes. When I focus on that big number or that big goal, Like, man, that's too big. But if I can get up in the morning and focus on my cardio for that day, that morning, that 20, 30 minutes, I go, man, I can do that. If I focus on my meal for lunch, okay, I just have to focus on lunch, and I can do that. And then when it gets to supper time, okay, if I can just focus on that supper, I can do that. Okay, when I hit the gym for some strength training, okay, I just got to focus on this 45 minutes. I need to give it all I got for each rep, each set. I can do that. And so that's the process. And in the process, we're focusing on, as I've talked about before, focusing on the micro. What's the small things? You know, we talk about the workout, and then how do we break that down? Okay, now we got those sets. We're going to break it down into how many sets are we doing. Okay, great. Now let me focus on the micro of that set, and that's the rep. That's one rep. The micro is down to that one rep. Okay, did I do that one rep? Good. Good. Did I give it all I had? Yeah. I'm going to move on to the next rep. Did I give that rep everything I had? Yes. Same thing with my cardio. I got to get a 20, 30-minute cardio session in, okay? I'm going to, maybe I'm going to do some walking and running, doing some HIIT. Okay, I just have to worry about this 30-second of HIIT that I have to do. And then I'm going to rest. I'm going to rest good. I'm going to do my 30 seconds of easy walking. And then I'm going to hit my next 30 seconds of a hard run or a sprint. Okay, all I got to do is worry about those 30 seconds. And then in that 30 seconds, okay, I got to worry about this 1 second, this 2 seconds, this 3 seconds, this 4 seconds. When I want to stop, I want to hands on the rails, I want to hop off, just keep going. You can do this. You can do this. That's the micro. That's the micro of the process. And when we start focusing on that micro of the process, we took our big goal and we broke it down into processes. And then we took the processes and we broke those down into the micro. And when we focus on the micro in the process will then take care of the macro of the goal. And along that way, I'm going to set some short-term goals. We have to break that big goal down into some short-term. For me, one of the things is that visual. Is when I try on the short-term is that every month, the first of the month, I'm putting on that shirt that says #IBeatObesity. And is it getting a little looser? That's a short-term goal. Next month I try on it's a little looser. Take progress pictures. Hey, you're looking a little better. Take some measurements. Hey, we lost an inch, lost a quarter of an inch. Hey, body fat percentage, we lost 0.5% this month. Great. Oh, this month we lost 1.5%. Man, we're really doing good. So I'm setting short-term goals, so I can focus on those. That when I hit if I can just lose 1% body fat this week or this month, I'm going to be on point. Then the month rolls around, I do my weight and body fat. I lost 1%. Well, I hit that short-term goal. Good. What can I do next month? I'm thinking I can probably do at least 0.75%. Okay, super. I think I can lose probably 2 inches in my midsection next month. I know some things I can tweak and do better that I probably didn't do as good on this past month. Okay, I can do that. So you start setting those short-term goals. And again, I'm using weight. I'm using my my next 2-year process. But I encourage you to, set a couple-year goal. Okay, what's that? How big is that goal? Don't let it overwhelm you. Break it down to the process. And then break that down into the micro. And then set up some short-term goals so as you go from week to week, month to month, you're hitting those short-term goals. And two, what's that help with? Helps keep you a little bit more motivated. And like I mentioned, I know from doing things in the past that I'm going to have to adjust along the way. I'm going to have to adjust a little bit. I might have to adjust my food plan. I may have to adjust my exercise plan. But what if I get injured? What if I pull something? What if something happens? What if I'm lifting and I strain something? Well, I'm going to definitely have to adjust it. I'm going to have to adjust my plan to make things work because I'm not going to use those injuries if that were to happen as an excuse of, oh, I got hurt, so I had to put it on hold, so now it's maybe be 51. No, twist an ankle. I can still do some upper body stuff. I can still lightly do a bike. I can still do some things. So just adjust as needed is going to be what I'll do along the way. And same thing for you when you have that big goal. Things may not be going exactly right. You just tweak it. You just adjust it. It's a 2-year process. If something didn't work today, I can adjust it for tomorrow. If that worked but not great, I can adjust again. I can adjust again. And just like anything, when we adjust, it gets more fine-tuned, more fine-tuned, more fine-tuned. And as my body hits new fitness levels, new health levels, it's going to be able to do more. I'm going to have to push it harder. So what I do this week, I'm going to have to do way more than that in a year, because my body's going to be way accustomed to that. That'd be like in a year, my body would be going, that's easy. Are you just sitting around? So it's going to have to adjust to keep that challenge, to keep that going towards that goal. And, you know, our goals, big or small, they're really reached in the same manner. We set the goal, we break it down to the process, we break the process down to the micro, we set those short terms to hit those as we go, and then we just adjust as we go along to make sure we're hitting those goals. We're focusing on the process, we're focusing on the, you know, what we're doing to try to get to that big goal. So big or small, you'll use these same things for that. And I would encourage you and hope you would join me on my journey over the next couple of years. As this comes out, I haven't quite decided what social media will be on. It'll most likely be on Instagram and TikTok. You can go to my Instagram now, though, and you can find that picture of me in my extra small large shirt that says hashtag I beat obesity, and follow me along through stories and reels and all that kind of fun stuff, because I want to take you along the journey with me. One for motivation, and one hopefully I'll show you some ups and downs, because it all won't be great. I won't come on and say, oh, this is the best thing, oh, I'm doing so good. No, there's going to be days when I'm like, I don't want to exercise. I don't want to eat right today. I don't want to do what I'm going to have to do today to the process I'm going to have to do to hit the micro, to hit the macro. I don't want to do all that today. And I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to be open and honest. It's going to be a tough road. And again, that's why I use that time, those 18 days for the 48 by 48 to get me mentally prepared for the journey ahead. And it's going to be rough days, it's going to be good days, and all days in between. But that's what it is. That's what a challenge is. If it was easy, we wouldn't call it a challenge. It'd be like, oh, just another day. But this is a big challenge for me. And so it's going to be something I've never achieved in my life before. And at the age of 50, in just 2 years, I'm going to achieve that goal of I beat obesity. So I hope you join me along the journey. So you can support me, you can encourage me, I'll share the things that worked, things that didn't work, and everything in between. So, and I'd love to connect with you. You can go to my website, aarondigler.com. We can connect there via text, via email. Join to get my weekly email. I send one out most every day. Monday is more of a story and a challenge that I present to you from the story about me for the previous week. Fridays are always Fitty Friday. Give you a little information about health and wellness and fitness. And in between is just some podcasts, and so you don't miss a great podcast like the Mind Body Project or My Hometown. You can also check out I have the 360 Effect. I have coaching, personal training, all those great things can help you achieve your goals, whatever they are. We'll break them down. We'll take those big, hairy, scary goals. We'll break them down to the process. We'll break them down to the micro, and we'll break them down to those attainable short-term goals. So, thank you so much for joining me today. And hey, as I tell my wife Kim every night before I go to bed, it's Bomb of the Night, double A, out.